season based on combined opponent records from a year ago. The Giants have the league's toughest schedule by that metric, with the Lions and Bears right behind them. And we've got Dan Orlovsky and Peter Schrager with us right now, ready to go. When you look at these games that we already know about, that we only know about right now publicly, which one intrigues you the most?
I look at Thanksgiving Day, and I look at the Chiefs, and I look at the Cowboys. And, Kevin, I look at it as America's team, the Cowboys, and what feels like slowly is becoming the world's team in the Kansas City Chiefs. And whether or not you like that or you like the fact that they're so overexposed and you complain about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the NFL likes it. They're putting them on Christmas. They're putting them on Thanksgiving. They're putting them in Brazil. And this game here is like there's history. You know, you look at Lamar Hunt and the Dallas Texans, and of course you go to the Kansas City Chiefs and what they were in the AFL, and they eventually the Hunt family's based in Dallas. I think America's team with that star and that logo and what we know is coming in, and George Pickens and all that, and then the world's team, which I feel like the NFL is pushing pretty hard on us right now in a lot of different places. That's a pretty cool one for Thanksgiving Day.
I'm going to borrow one of the teams in the Chiefs, but then go to the Denver Broncos, and they play on Christmas Day. I think this is the first year in a long time that you can realistically say someone outside of the Chiefs may win the AFC West, and it could be the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos were a very good team last year. Bo Nix, as a rookie, was that surprise player. He was perfect for Sean Payton. He had the ability to throw the ball downfield. But they made some big-time additions to a defense that was one of the best in the NFL last year. Talanoa Hufanga comes over from the 49ers. Dre Greenlaw comes over from the 49ers. They draft Barron out of Texas. This was a defense that was top 5 in basically everything that could be better. And so you're talking about an offense that should take the next step in Denver, a very good offensive line. They added Evan Ingram to an offense that was good, some defensive pieces. You could be looking at that game, Christmas Day, having major implications to who wins the AFC West.
Keep in mind, the Chiefs are 13-1 against the Broncos when Patrick Mahomes is the starter. You mentioned world's team and America's team. There's only one Super Bowl team. That's the Philadelphia Eagles.
He couldn't get it in.
Remind everybody.
He couldn't wait to get it in.
All right, some other NFL news today. Derrick Henry and the Ravens agreed to a 2-year, $30 million deal, $25 million guaranteed. 31-year-old was heading into the final year of his contract before the extension. He rushed for over 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns last season. Dan, when we talk about the Ravens here, they have been so close, so close. What has to happen for them to finally break through and get back to the Super Bowl?
They got to make a play. Like in a huge moment, in a playoff game, they have to make a play. And I don't use this word, but it feels like over the past couple years, it's almost been like you choke it away or you give it away at the end of a game. And I say that with tons of respect. Mark Andrews, one of their best players, has that massive drop. 2 years ago, it's a fumble from Zay Flowers, who was their rookie, having a great season. They have earned the right to really not have the regular season matter that much, and it's really what you do in January and or February. And at some point, they have to get over the hump. And we've seen that with some teams that are really good. They just finally have that one guy to make that one play. And I don't know if it's going to be a Zay Flowers. Will it be a DeAndre Hopkins? Will it be the newly signed Derrick Henry or some of those deep? But that's just the reality. It's a rare group in that league that gets to have that burden levied on them of like, hey, you got to go find a way eventually to get it done. But that's just the reality.
They were great in the second half of that loss.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They moved the first half. They were terrible.
Yes.
And against the Chiefs in the playoff game a year before that.
But it still
they
comes
were
down to
great in the second half. They stunk in the first
one
half.
play.
So can we get out of the gates in one of these big games without having our hearts in our stomachs and just feeling, Lamar, what's going on? Lamar throws 2 picks in that game. You have Mark Andrews with the 2 drops. These are clutch players.
Yeah.
For 19 weeks of the NFL season, and then the biggest moment, this happens, and it's unfathomable. So how does that fit? You can't control that.
Yeah.
And people are you blame Lamar. You can't win in the big game. Lamar did everything he possibly could and got him right there.
In the second half.
Yeah.
In the second half.
Yeah, I honestly think they are like one of the most interesting, fascinating, most pressured teams in the league because of how good their roster is.
Can I make a quick correction?
Okay.
The New York Knicks are America's team.
Well,
Let's go, Knicks!
With that in mind, you mentioned hearts in your stomach. Hearts in your stomach. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, Wendy said that Hauser's going to play tonight, so I guess it's off.
Yeah. Hauser's a shooter. Be careful
You
for
see how he's
shooters.
downplaying the whole thing?
That's
Hey, are you a Yankees fan too?
We'll talk about that baseball.
you know where he's from, right?
NFL, the Cowboys adding a number 2 wide receiver this offseason alongside CeeDee Lamb, trading draft picks to the Steelers for George Pickens. He's never been short on talent. We know that. But he's had a series of on-field incidents that led Mike Tomlin to say that he had some growing up to do. Dak Prescott talking about his new wide receiver today.
I'm excited. I mean, you turn on the tape and you see a guy that can catch the football. You put the football anywhere in his vicinity, very strong hands, more than a 50-50 catcher. He thinks it's his ball when it's in the air, and I'm excited for him. I know that we need some help in that position. I know CD needs some help, and I think when you have a guy like that, and I heard George say it's hard to double team 2 guys, and then when you got other guys, whether it be Ferg, Jalen Tolbert, Mingo, guys who have had reps and know how to get open in the league, I think we're putting together a nice group of weapons.
Dan Orlovsky back with us. Keep in mind, look at Dak's numbers when he has a legit number 2 wide receiver along with the number 1. His numbers are fantastic. All right, let's talk about duos, okay? Top 5 duos in the NFL at the wide receiver position. We took care of 5 and 4 for you.
Yeah, I have Miami 5 and the Los Angeles Rams with Devontae Adams at 4. Candidly, Cowboys fans, I had Dallas at 6. It was hard. I was battling between them being 5 or 6, but I had Dallas at 6. So 5 and 4 is there. Number 3, I'm actually going to go to your squad and go to the Philadelphia Eagles. Ironically, Super Bowl champions A.J. Brown had come off back-to-back 1,400-yard seasons. Still a good season, but it wasn't one of those, oh my goodness, seasons. It was a little bit more situational dominance. Throughout that postseason run, it was the you can't cover him one-on-one reality. Some big plays down the field in the playoffs for Devontae Smith as well. Those 2 are proven number 1 wide receivers in the NFL at their positions. One physically dominant, one route dominant, so I have them at 3. Then number 2, I go to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this is a little bit because JJ is so heavy. Justin Jefferson is in the conversation for the best wide receiver in all of football. He's one of those guys that no matter the route you throw to him. And Jordan Addison, that number 2, again, some really, really big-time moments for that offense, but so heavy with Justin Jefferson as their number 1 pass catcher. And this is a team that has a very good tight end. But those 2 receivers in that Kevin O'Connell offense will be one of the reasons why J.J. McCarthy, I think, is going to have a really good season. But it is so heavy, dependent, and reliant on Justin Jefferson. And number 1, this is easy. It's Jamar Chase, the Triple Crown winner, and then T. Higgins is that number 2 guy. Jamar Chase had one of the most remarkable seasons in the history of the NFL at wide receiver. Like I said previously, the Triple Crown winner, meaning you led the NFL in yards, you led the NFL in catches, and yet led the NFL in touchdowns. And T. Higgins is such a threat opposite Jamar Chase. And this is why Cincinnati will remain in the conversation for one of the best teams, certainly one of the best offenses in the NFL because of those 2 wide receivers.
They give him a chance. While the defense tries to figure that out, Joe Burrow and those 2 guys will give them a chance as the Bengals opened up the checkbook to pay those guys this offseason. Dano, thank you. We'll see you tonight.
You got it, brother.
Đây mình nối sang đây và kết thúc. Đây nha mọi người. Được cái hình tròn rỗng như này nhá, rỗng ở giữa này. 2 màu kết hợp là hồng với xanh. Ok rồi, giờ sẽ móc sang cái màu sắc tiếp nữa. Mình đổi màu len nha. Sử dụng sang cái màu len màu vàng. Mình móc